Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be starting a new vlog. I already have two books lined up for this vlog, so who knows where this will take us. The first one is going to be The Good Lie by A.R. Torrey, and the second will be Borrow My Heart by Casey West. The Good Lie, this tagline sounds incredible. Hang on, I'll read it to you. 6 teens murdered, a suspect behind bars, a desperate father, in a case this shadowy, the truth is easy to hide. Okay, so A.R. Torrey is the one who wrote Girl on 60, and I just loved it last year. Like, I almost teared up to this thriller book, and so I'm super excited to get into another one of hers. This one, we are following this psychiatrist who has spent her career dealing with serial killers and things like that, and like knows them inside and out and has done really well with them. Well, we have this serial killer who has been charged, but we don't entirely know that it's him. It seems like it's him, but the new lawyer that's representing him wants our psychiatrist to create a profile on him and his victims and things like that. And it's starting to seem like everyone's got a secret. So I have no idea how this is going to go. It's going to be so much fun, and I'm so excited. I really hope to love this. I loved The Girl in 6E, and I'm hoping it's not just a fluke that A.R. Torrey could actually be a new author for me. Like Alice Feeney. Oh, I love Alice Feeney. So super, super excited about that one. And then Casey West. I love Casey West. She mostly writes like young adult fiction, like late high school, whatever. I have read a lot of hers. I binged a ton of these during COVID. I would go running and I would just listen to all of these. They're super easy. The characters are usually pretty good. They're usually pretty rootable. I think it's a word. Who knows? But you definitely root for the characters, and I like that there are a lot of like coming of age stories. I love coming of age. It's so much fun. I love when teenagers are growing up and deciding who they're going to be and all of those things. It's fantastic. And Casey West usually does a really good job. So the basic premise of this one is we've got this girl who overhears this dude being basically like taunted by his friends because he got catfished. So they're giving him a hard time, right? Well, so then she jumps in and I guess pretends to be the girl who catfished him so that he can like save face. So who knows how that's going to go, but it sounds like a great fake dating premise. It's an interesting meet cute, so who knows? Oh, so I kept reading on the thing, and I don't know if he knows that she isn't who he was attempting to meet. That would be a twist. So I originally thought when I first read like the top part of it is that she jumped in, saved the day, and then was like, hey, yeah, I just, wanted you to save face or whatever. So they were kind of both in on it. But this bottom part of this blurb on Amazon um says, will Asher forgive her when his friends find out that she's not who she said she was? That makes it kind of sound like maybe he doesn't know either, which sounds fantastic. So we're gonna have to keep up this whole charade, although everything is built on a lie, which kind of sucks. But oh, this might be fun. I'm super excited to read this. So welcome to the blog. Okay, so we have had Snowmageddon here. Okay, snow apocalypse, whatever it is you guys are calling it in your part of the world. That giant snowstorm we were supposed to have, where we got like 12 to 24 inches of snow and we're under several feet of ice. Didn't happen. But I ended up doing a lot of reading while I was cleaning and just hanging out at home. And I already finished Borrow Your Heart. So this one, we are following this girl, Ren, and she ends up overhearing Asher and his friend Dale at a coffee shop. And Dale is talking about posting Asher's embarrassment of being stood up and catfished by this girl. He's going to post it online. And Ren overhears this and she's like, oh, that's so mean. I don't want that to happen to him. And she feels really bad for him. So she goes out of the coffee shop and comes back in and pretends to be Gemma, who is the dude's date, right? Well, Asher and Dale end up like talking to her, and Asher kind of likes her and he wants to talk to her more and see her again and all these things, right? And she's like peace out. Hopefully that's the only time I have to lie to him, right? We all know that that's not the case. Well, so then they find her at her job where she works at the animal shelter. And so her lies are starting to like unravel as she's spending more and more time with him. And the girl that was supposed to meet up with him in the first place, Gemma, I guess she's still talking to Asher because Asher keeps coming up to Ren and being like, "Yeah, you're still coming over tomorrow for D&D, right?" And she's like, What is that?" And he's like, "Yeah, you said you were great at D&D, and so remember we're all having a bunch of friends over tomorrow for you to come and show us your skills." And she's like, "This is bad. I hate you, Gemma, for doing this to me. Like, why did you not confess? Or why are you still talking to him at all, right?" Well, her and Asher are spending more and more time together, and she really likes him. And she's having to deal with the fact that she has lied to him. And she has no idea if he's going to be okay once he finds out like what actually happened. And she's dealing with the fact that Dale is still like fairly convinced that she's fake, and he keeps like interrogating her and asking her friends stuff and trying to figure out what's going on, right? Well, we get all the things resolved and everything, and we have our little story. And it was fine. It wasn't the greatest read by Casey West. I've definitely loved other things by her a whole lot more. But it wasn't too bad. It really wasn't too bad. It was quick and easy. I was mostly invested because I wanted to know who the catfish was. I wanted to know who Gemma was. And I was hoping that we would get that answer, and I'm not going to tell you whether or not we did. But that's the only reason why I was really still invested. It wasn't so much that I liked their relationship. The relationship was fine. I just wasn't like super rooting for it. I would have liked more of the stakes outside of just the relationship, because Ren was also dealing with the fact that her mom left her when she was little. I mean, her mom has kind of been in and out of her life, but Ren has all these blocks up, and she will literally block her mom's phone calls and like block her number. And she's like, "I don't want to talk to you." And she really likes predictability because her mom's been so fleeting. And I would have liked more, like us digging more into that sort of thing. We have a little bit of it with Ren's sister and her interactions with her sister, and them kind of coming to terms with it and kind of how it affects them, and Ren learning how to let people in. And Ren has all these rules of don't date a dude that does this, and if you're gonna date him then he has to have this, but like that didn't play like a super big part in the story. I mean, her friend continuously like talked about it, but it wasn't really a factor a whole lot in the story, so not really great. um it was kind of fun with them trying to get this dog adopted, and they would do all these like antics and games and post him online to try and like get him adopted. So that was kind of fun, but overall it was just kind of fine. I'm still working on The Good Lie. I haven't gotten very far in it. I'm like 7 chapters in, which is like an hour into the audiobook. So I don't have a ton of thoughts yet. We've mostly just seen our kid escape his captor, and then we switched perspectives to this psychiatrist that is going to be a big part of the story. She has met Robert, the defense attorney, who we know from the synopsis is going to come into play here in a little bit. That's where I'm at. I don't really have anything else to say. I haven't really gotten anywhere in it because I've been at home and I don't read a ton when I'm at home, except for my 4 hours of listening to Borrow My Heart during the Snowmageddon, So that's the only reason. But I am home a lot tomorrow, so I may try to get this one finished by like Wednesday. And then I don't know what I'm going to read. Oh, I do know. I did sit and figure it out. I'm going to read The Pucking Wrong Guy. This one is a dark romance where we're following this girl who gets a text message from this dude and it's the wrong number, and they just kind of go back and forth, and they end up like having this relationship. I think it's a hockey romance too, and he's a bit of a player, so love those. So that's next for this vlog, but that'll be a minute. That'll probably be like my weekend book, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how much reading I'm gonna get done. I have to go to a funeral this weekend, which I mean would be easy enough to get a lot of reading done on the trip, but I'm likely not going alone, and I don't listen to audiobooks when other people are in the car just cuz they don't care. So, probably won't get a lot of reading done after this week. So, not into the weekend. So, we'll see, but I'll keep you updated. Hey guys. So, just going to jump on here real quick and update you about the Snowmageddon and how horrible that's been, and the good lie. I have my coffee. See my cute little Harry Potter mug? I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good. A little chilly in the house right now, but that's okay because we have coffee to keep us warm. But let me tell you first about this giant snow that we've had. I know that most of the country has gotten a lot of snow. Actually, like our half of the country over on the east side of the country has gotten a lot of snow. But over here in Kentucky, in my little town, we got so much ice. Everything is ice, like everywhere. Me and this ice have not had a great time at all. Okay. So I haven't been outside. We got snow like Saturday, Sunday, and it was icy. I haven't been outside since Friday. Okay. Up to Wednesday. Okay. So I go outside to start my car. I go out at 11 a.m. I have to be at work at 1:15. Plenty of time. It's a 35-minute drive up, but I know my road's going to be bad, so it's going to take me forever, right? My goal is to leave at like 11:30 so that I have plenty of time to get up, get coffee, whatever. Well, I go out to my car to start it, right? I am walking back from the car. I'm not even outside 5 minutes and I fall in the stupid ice, okay? And I don't even know that you'll be able to see it at all, but like my hand is bruised because I fell and I caught myself with my hands up like this, right? And thankfully, I didn't like hurt anything. My knee hit, but it's not even hurting at all. That part of my hand is the worst of it, right? And like I can feel it in my shoulders and in like my fingers that I'm hurting. But I also think that's part of where that story is going. I think that's comes into play a little bit later. So I go back out at 11:30 to my car. The ice hasn't moved. It's still just like it was 30 minutes before, right? I have to leave. Thankfully, I have enough time to like deal with it. So I try to get to my ice scraper. Okay, my ice scraper's in the trunk. Now listen, I've told this story, and people are like, "Why is your ice scraper in the trunk?" It is a 4-foot ice scraper. Where do you want me to put it? In the back seat? Like it stays in the trunk. Things stay in the trunk, right? Okay, so don't come at me for that. All right, so it's in the trunk. I can't get the trunk open because the ice has welded my trunk shut. Okay, can't do nothing. So here I am, like beating on the ice. Mind you, I don't have any gloves on, so I just have my jacket on. And I'll do like this, and I'm like beating the ice, trying to like break it and pry it off. Takes me another 30 minutes to get this ice off my truck, or my car. Um, this ice has been so bad. Everyone has so many stories like this, right? Well, then I can't reach like the top of my car because I'm short. Okay, I'm like barely 5 foot. So I can't reach the top of my car. And I'm like, dang, I can't drive like that. So me being me, I'm just like, okay, I'll do it anyways. So I drive and my road is terrible. You have to go like 5, 7 miles an hour down this road. Otherwise you're going to like die. Right. And you have to go up a hill that's icy and down the hill and around a curve. and there's a stop sign right here, right? So dangerous. I hate my roads so much. I hate living in the country. It's so treacherous, right? Well, so then I get to the main road, and the main roads are fine. But I'm having to go like 35 miles an hour because I can't get this ice off the top of my car. I keep saying truck. I don't know why I say truck. I haven't driven a truck in like 15 years. I don't know what I'm talking about. So I can't get it off my car. Well, I'm driving 35 miles an hour up to work, and I like pull over and like let people pass me and trying to be mindful of the fact that I don't want this thing to slide off and hit somebody, because we're already seeing a ton of photos about people with broken windshields because of flying ice, right? I get to work at 1:10. Thankfully, I did have time to stop and get a tea. I think I got a tea maybe this time. And so that was a pain, right? Well, then I get home and my driveway is really long. I can't get up the driveway. I gunned it trying to get up the driveway, and I get to the very top and I'm just like spinning out. So I'm like stuck. And so thankfully, my brother is here. And so he drives it back down the driveway for me and parks it. So I don't have to like walk all the way back of it. But now I have to walk. Today I had to walk all the way down the driveway in the ice. And I'm just like trying to like follow the snow patches, trying not to fall on this ice, because our grass, like our whole yard, it's nothing but ice. The whole thing, nothing but ice. And I'm like, I'm gonna fall. And I have my computer that I'm carrying back and forth to work. And so I had to like hold my backpack here and like waddle down the driveway. Such a mess. And then I had to do the same thing when I got home, coming up the hill. And listen, it's very embarrassing how out of shape I am. I did not feel good coming up this hill in the snow. It was so bad, but I did not fall. I am very sore today though. Like everything kind of hurts and my fingers hurt, and like my grip, I go to try to write something and my fingers hurt. So, yeah, that's how my snowmageddon is going. How's yours going? I have a friend too who she's been trying to come home from California for like a week, and they've had 5 planes canceled. 5, because of all the snow and ice. They can't get out. So they finally were able to today, and they were supposed to come home Saturday, and today is Thursday. So it's been a long week for them. And I also know somebody who they defrosted their truck for 2 hours and the ice didn't go anywhere. So yeah, we're having a great time here in little old Kentucky. How are you guys doing with it? But anyways, the good lie. Okay, so this was fine. I was curious about the who done it sort of thing, like the mystery at the end, but I didn't care about the characters, and I think that that was why it wasn't like a great read for me. I'm probably not going to remember it in a month or two because it's very fine, it's very basic. Definitely had a lot of clues that I did not catch. But that's also because I don't try to catch everything just because I like being shocked. I love a good twist. And so I'm not trying to like piece everything together because I want that shock factor. And if I try to guess it, then I'm just gonna suspect everybody. I'm not gonna trust anyone, and so I'm gonna get it just based on that because I already suspected you from the beginning because I trust no one. But yeah, so it was fine. The twist, eh, it's whatever. Definitely no Alice Feeney kind of twist now. I think I will try another A.R. Torrey because I really liked Girl in 6E, but I think The Good Lie was just fine. So next on my agenda is, like I said before, the Pucking Wrong Number. I think I'll probably start that this weekend. I'm trying to finish something else, Sky in the Storm, Sky Beyond the Storm. I don't know, something like that. Trying to finish that because I have like a week left for my borrow from Libby, so I'm trying to finish that and focus on that because I don't want to have to try to borrow it again. I just want to get done. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Okay, so I have been reading Fucking Wrong Number, and it's good. Okay, I like their dynamics back and forth. Did I tell you who we're following? Their names are Lincoln and Monroe. Lincoln is the hockey player. Monroe is our female lead, right? Well, we're following Monroe, and she is down on her luck. She was in foster care for a long time, and she is struggling to save money and make something of herself. She's working 2 jobs. She's going to school. Like, she's doing all the things. It's just, it takes a lot of time to crawl out of that hole that she started in. And meanwhile, we've got Lincoln, who is a hockey star, and he ends up accidentally texting her because he thought he was texting somebody else. And so they kind of banter back and forth, and he ends up really liking her, like, pretty quickly. And that's the part that I'm not super on board with, because he's like obsessive already. Like, I'm like 3 hours into this audiobook and he is obsessed. And he's doing things that are very creepy, but they're okay because he's hot, you know? Like, he knows where she lives. Like, he had a private investigator investigate her. And so now he knows all these things about her history, and he knows where she lives, and he often stakes out her home, just catch a glimpse of her. And they've not met in person. It's creepy. Like, it's creepy. And it's only okay because he's hot. So, I don't know how I feel about that yet. But I do like their dynamics together. I think that their banter is really good. I like the back and forth a lot. Like, I laugh out loud and I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. I like that. You know, so like, I like that part of it. I just don't like that he's creepy. And he's a little too obsessed, a little too early. So, other than that, I'm having a good time. Now, for the big news, okay? So, Books with Brittany posted on her channel today that she is going to do a buddy read. And when I tell you I clicked a video faster than I've ever clicked a video, I mean I clicked faster than I've ever clicked. Because the book on the thumbnail is Dreams of the Dying. And ironically, I picked this book up several years ago on her recommendation, because she is budding reading it in order to reread it to prepare for book 2. And so it's perfect timing that this is the book that she's going to read. So I have a good reason to read it right now. And it was on my 26 for 2026. So it just like is meant to be, right? Now, the thing with this book is it's kind of big. So I am super excited about it. I literally already borrowed it. I haven't started it just yet because I only have a few more days left of my borrow for Silver Elite, and I'm trying to finish that. So I'm prioritizing that one and the Pucking Wrong Number before I start this one, but I will be starting it next. Like, it is on deck. So as soon as I get in the clear that I'll finish Silver Elite before my borrow gets returned, then I will go ahead and start this one because I'm so excited. Now, this one, I have no idea what it's about. I mostly got it because of this cover. Like, look at this cover. Ain't that wild? Like, they look dead. Like, they look like zombies. But I don't know that it's a zombie book, you know? I think, from what I gather, is we have some sort of, like, war happening, and we've got this, like, king or something, and he's having these really weird dreams, and so we're having to, like, deal with that. I don't know. I don't know why it's important. Let me see if I can read the synopsis a little. Okay. So we are in a nation that is verging on civil war, and our merchant king may be the only one able to prevent the catastrophe. And it's Jesper's job to figure out who or what caused it. Hang on, I skipped a line. So we're in this nation that is getting closer to a civil war, right? Well, so we have the merchant king, maybe the only one able to prevent this catastrophe, but he has fallen into a preternatural coma. I don't know. And it's Jesper's job to figure out who or what caused it. The investigation takes him across the archipelago. I don't know. And into the king's nightmares. Unexpected events not only tied Jesper's own life to the mystery, but also unearth inner demons he believed to be long exorcised. So that's all that I know. And I cannot wait. I'm so excited for this. I will be listening to it on audiobook because That sucker is huge and I don't want to carry this around. And if I leave it here at home and only read it at home, I will never read it. It will take me a year. So, super excited about that. And I will keep you updated. Guys, I don't even know. I had a DNF, fucking wrong number or whatever the world is called. And I don't know them and read the others. I don't know if the problem is me or it's the book. I think it's the book this time. I play a small part because, listen, when I think dark romance, I think maybe the sex is a little kinky, we've got some choking or, whips or whatever. I think like more like 50 Shades, where maybe they're a little bit toxic and, you know, all these kinds of things. That's what I think when I think like darker. That's not what this book is at all. And I can't do it. I cannot read this. Okay. I got 40 to 50% in and I had to DNF it. I could not continue with this book. And so for the next few minutes, this will be spoiler filled because I have to tell you because I'm just so flabbergasted with everything. And those are text messages, so if you're hearing those beeps, I'm so sorry. But so, listen, I am reading this book, right? Who are Lincoln and what's her name? I don't remember her name at this point. Monroe. Monroe. And he's a hockey player, and she's just, your typical young adult trying to make it in the world, right? Well, he ends up texting her on accident, and they start, flirting back and forth or whatever, and they become pen pals, essentially. And this dude hired a private investigator to find out stuff about her. So he has his whole file on her, all of her foster care stuff, her upbringing, those things. He knows where she lives. He goes and he sees her house and sees her walking into her apartment. She doesn't know he's there. At this point, I don't even know that she knows what he looks like. Okay. So he's at her house and he like goes like all the time to like see her from afar, right? Stalker vibes. I can deal. I don't like it. It weirds me out. I think it's an invasion. But I keep going. Okay. This is not why I DNF'd. So then we get to they've met, they've sort of like hooked up a little, but not really. And actually, let me back up because he manipulated her into going out with him. Let me start there before I get to the real creepy thing. So she's in class, and he goes to her classroom and says to everyone there, "I will pay everyone's tuition for the semester if Monroe will go on a date with me." She could say no, but her being broke, I mean broke, and everyone in her class, most everyone in her class needing money, I mean, you kind of forced her hand. All he had to do was ask her. She would have gone. He didn't have to go through all that, right? So I think actually it's more manipulation of the reader because we're supposed to be like, oh, he's so swoon worthy because he's gonna pay all their tuition. No, I didn't much care for that. But then, okay, this is where I was like, I'm out. So he has now been invited to her apartment, right? Well, then he leaves and she's asleep in her room. He then comes back to her apartment with a key that he stole or had made, whatever. She doesn't know he has it. He comes into her apartment while she's sleeping, into her bedroom while she's sleeping. He jacks off in her bedroom while she's sleeping. That's bad enough. But then he takes the cum and rubs it on her mouth while she's sleeping. That's so yucky. Like, you're like, oh, I can't. I can't. Like, I am not one who has to manage trigger warnings or any of those things. I read grim dark fantasy. I can deal. I can't do that. I can't support you in this relationship like that. Now, if this wasn't a romance book and he was some creeper and we're dealing with like the consequences of having this creep in our life, and it's more of like a thriller sort of dynamic, I could go through it. I could do it. It'd be fine. But the fact that we're supposed to ship this relationship, I can't. I can't. I would rather him be a murderer. I would rather him be a murderer. I was okay. I could deal with him being a stalker. I can't do this. I can't. Like, I would absolutely rather him be a murderer than that. And I don't know. That's why I'm saying I don't know, like, if it's me or if it's the book, because I don't know if dark romance is. I'm reading romantasy is why this keeps happening. I don't know if this is typical of the dark romance genre. If so, I can't do it. And I'm so scared because I have lights out. Like, I own the book and I have it, like, I want to read it. And I think it's dark romance. But if it's like creeper dark, no. I would, I would rather you be kinky, like, than this. This feels gross and like an invasion. So, if you've watched the spoiler part of this and you consume a lot of dark romance, let me know. Is this a thing? Like, am I reading into this wrong? Like, is this supposed to be like a romance, but like we're not like supposed to ship it? Like, I don't know if my expectations in my perspective need to be like shifted here to consume this kind of stuff. I don't know. But I can't do that. I just can't. I can't. I can't join you in your longing for this person when they're this way. Because it's a romance. So she's gonna be like, oh, okay, whatever. It's weird, but I'll deal with it. No, this is not okay. This is not okay. So, yeah. Let me know. Is it me? Am I the weirdo here for DNFing this? I mean, I'd like to not think so, but who knows? And you know what? If I am the weirdo for not liking this, that is a title I will accept today. Alright, guys, so I realized that I started a whole new vlog and didn't finish this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this one out. That way I can continue with the next vlog and it be a little bit more streamlined. So, as of right now, the only book that I really needed to update you on was Dreams of the Dying. So I will tell you to hold that thought because I have more thoughts in the next vlog because I got all messed up in my head because apparently I had too much happening and I started 2 vlogs at the same time. So don't do that. So, lesson learned. But anyways, I'm gonna finish this vlog. I think, if I remember correctly, I did Fucking Wrong Number, Borrow My Heart, and what was that one by A.R. Torrey? The Good Lie. And I did The Good Lie in this vlog. Anything else that I've mentioned that I haven't finished will be continued in the next vlog. And my next thoughts on Dreams of the Dying will also be in that vlog. Hopefully this vlog wasn't as disjointed as it currently feels, but maybe the next one will be better. Let me know what you're reading in the comments and I will see you in the next one.